Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. The Honorable Memrita Rahayu, as a lecturer in the seminar on Management Accounting course, and respectable to all participants of this class, let me introduce myself first. My name is Nadratul Hikmah from Group 11, will be the moderator of today's seminar. Today's seminar is about hybrid costing or operating costing, and this topic will be delivered by Group 9. The member of Group 9 is Cindy Nabila Andri, Gina Maria Harun, and Raihan Sidki Raditya. Now, allow me to come the speaker, Group 9, to deliver their presentation. Group 9, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Nada. So today we will going to discuss about the hybrid costing and operating costing. So today we will going to present about the definition of hybrid costing and then use of hybrid costing and the calculation of cost of goods used by hybrid costing method or operation costing. So for the first will be presented by me, we will talking about the definition of hybrid costing. So hybrid costing is a calculation system or method that combines the job order costing system and process costing. So the between job order costing and process costing, there are raw material costs that are charged based on job order costing, and from the process costing into hybrid costing, between them there are using conversion fees are charged based on process costing. Next is the difference between the job order costing versus process costing. So the difference in some of the characteristics are domestic cost tracking. For job order costing, is traceable to individual products. Meanwhile, for the process costing, it cannot be directly to the product. Then from product manufacturing basis, from the job order costing, the products made by the order, and for the process costing, the products are not made by order. For the types of products, the job order costing use the heterogeneous, and the process costing that it use types of products homogeneous. And for the production volume, for job order costing, it is inconsiderable, and for process costing is considerable. Meanwhile, the product flexibility for job order costing is high, and process costing is low. And the last is the standardization. So for job order costing, there is not exist the standardization. Meanwhile, the process costing, it is exists. Next is the use of hybrid costing. So hybrid costing is usually used by companies that produce standardized products such as shoes, bags, clothes, and others. So hybrid costing is used when the company produces different goods with different raw materials, but the process is the same. The costing using the operation costing method. An operation costing system is a hybrid costing system applied to batch of similar but not identical products. Each batch of products is often a variation of a single design, and it proceeds through a sequence of operations. Within each operation, all products units are treated exactly alike, using identical amounts of the operation resources. A key point in the operation system is that each batch doesn't necessarily move through the same operation as other batch. Batch are also called production run. So this is the diagram of the labor cost and overhead costs. For example, we use teak wood and Syrian wood from the raw material will be processed by the labor cost and overhead costs, and it will result the product at the teak board and Syrian board. So next is the calculation of cost of goods used by hybrid costing method or operation costing. As you can see on the diagram, there are hybrid costing. So using conventional costs, it is will be collected operations that are carried out and charged to each product that pass the operation. process costing, and for in raw materials, it will be identified directly on the order carried out job order costing. So the next will be presented by Gina. To Gina, time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Ryan. So this is the slide I will be present. So we can see this is the cost for the example, like we have work order 423 and work order for 424. So for the first row, we have blazer amount, but the blazer amount for work order, the first work order is 50 and the second work order is 100. And for the cost, we have the direct material cost for both of our order, the operation that they flow by work order 423 and 424. For the work order 423, they flow with the operation 1, 2, 3, and 4, like have the such cost like we can see at the table. And for the work order 424, they flow with the operation 1, 3, and 5. And then to total the amount of cost that to manufacture the work is for the work order 423, they have $10,080, and work order 424, they have $8,835. Next. Okay, for the next one, next example is the budgeted conversion cost for department 1 is $232 to $1,000, and budgeted product of operation 1 is to 20,000 units. Budgeted conversion cost rate is budgeted conversion fee divided by budgeted product unit. Like we have before, like 232,000 divided by 20,000. So we have 11.60 per unit. So then wool blazer conversion cost is 50 multiplied by 11.60. It result in $580. And then the conversion fee of the polyester blazer is 100 multiplied by the $11.6. So the result is $1,160. Next. So we can assume that the first actual conversion cost is $24,400. So the journal is conversion cost control for the debit one and various account in the credit one. And next assumption is from the $3,000 direct materials for 4 job orders, and $2,975 was used by the operation ones. And we can see the journal is work in process inventory for the operation 1 is 2,975 in debit, and the materials inventory control as the same amount in the credit one. And next assumption is allocation of conversion cost to products. So we can see the journal is work in process inventory for the operation 1. For the debit balance, we have $1,160, and the conversion cost allocated for the credit one is $1,160. Next. And the first assumption is transfer of 100 polyester blazer at a cost $2,975 plus $1,160 from operation 1 to operation 3. So in journal, we record as work in process inventory operation 3 in the debit and work in process inventory in operation 1 in credit with the same amount of $4,135. And the next assumption is after posting the journal entry work in process inventory, operation 1, the account will appear as follow, like we see in the T account, work in process inventory for the operation 1. In the left balance, we have raw material inventory, and conversion cost allocated, and the right balance we have transferred to operation 3. So for the ending inventory at the March 31 is 0. Next slide, please. Okay, the next example is illustration 2. We have UB Healthy Company produces 3 types of products, namely vitamin A in tablet form. 1 bottle is have 200 units. Vitamin B in tablet form have 1 bottle and 200 units too. And the multivitamins in capsule form for 1 bottle, 200 units. Next. Okay, to divide the operation, we can see first operation performed by the company and the cost drivers. For the operation, we have mixing, tableting, encapsulating, and bottling. And for the cost driver, for the mixing one, we have direct labor hours, bottles amount, encapsulating for the bottles amount, and bottling is machine hours. So for the fee one, we have in tableting for 1.5 minutes per bottle at 200 units. And for the bottling, we have 1 minute per bottle at 200 units. And next is amount of vitamins planned to be completed and cost of raw materials. For the first one, we have vitamin A, B, and multivitamin of the number of bottles at 200 units. For vitamin A, we have 12,000, vitamin B 9,000, and multivitamin is 18,000. For direct material cost, we have in vitamin A is $23 to $140, vitamin B 71 and $600, and then multivitamin we have 47 to $250. Next. And then we comes to the budgeted conversion cost and the requested. For the budgeted conversion cost, we have the operation from before, mixing, tableting, encapsulating, bottling. At their cost, like we have in here for the mixing is 8,190, tableting 24,000 and 150, and encapsulating we have 25,200. And bottling we have 3,500 and $510. For the requested one, first they requested first conversion fee rates for each operation department budgeted, and then the budgeted cost of product for each product, and last cost per bottle at 200 units for each vitamins. Next. So we can see the conversion cost is to calculate the cost conversion, we need to first calculate the number of cost driver budgeted. Based on the data above is obtained for the vitamin A. We have some points. First, number of bottles at 200 units budgeted at 12,000, and budgeted direct labor cost at 12,000 multiplied by working hours 15 divided for 60 hours, as the result is 300 hours, and budgeted machine hours we have 12,000 multiplied by 1 per 60 hours, we have 200 hours. Okay. Okay, for this slide will be presented by Cindy. Time is yours.
Okay, next is for the conversion cost of vitamin B. So the total bottle of the vitamin B will be 200 at budgeted units is for 9,000, and the estimated direct lab labors is total 225 hours. And then the estimated machine hours would be total 150 hours. And then for the multivitamin, the cost of total bottle at 200 budgeted units will be 800. Meanwhile, the estimated direct labor hour of the multivitamin is equals to 450 hours. And then there is estimated machine hours for the multivitamin, which is 300 hours. Next is the budgeted conversion cost fee. we have the budgeted conversion cost fee for the mixing operations, which is the budgeted conversion cost of mixing operations divided by estimated direct labor hours of mixing operations. So the budgeted conversion cost of mixing operations is $8,190 divided by 975 direct labor hours. And then we get $8.40 per direct labor hours. And next, we have the budgeted conversion cost fee for tableting operations. It is the budgeted conversion cost for tableting operations divided by estimated total bottle of tableting operations, which is the budgeted conversion cost is $24,150 divided by 21,000 bottle. And then we got the budgeted conversion cost for tableting operation is $1.50 per bottle. Next. Next up, we have budgeted conversion cost fee for bottling operations. The budgeted conversion cost for bottling operation then divided by the estimated machine hours for bottling operations, which is $3,510 divided by 650 machine hours. And then we got the budgeted conversion cost as $5.40 per bottle. And then we have budgeted conversion cost fee for encapsulating operations, which is budgeted conversion cost for encapsulating operations divided by estimated total bottle for encapsulating operations, which is $25,200 divided by $18,000 bottle, and then it equals to $1.40 per bottle. Next. This is cost of goods. The vitamin A budgeted cost of goods. The formula is vitamin A budgeted raw material cost versus vitamin A budgeted conversion cost, which we can see here. Which is budgeted raw material cost is $23,040. $23,040 plus 30 hours direct labor hours, subtract with times $8.40 per direct labor hours plus 12,000 bottles times $1.50 per bottle plus 200 machine hours times $5.40 per machine hours, which then we get $23,040 plus $17,040, and then in total of vitamin A budgeted cost of goods is $40,000 and $4,000. Next, we have the vitamin B budgeted cost of goods, which is vitamin B budgeted raw material cost plus vitamin E budgeted conversion cost, which is the $21,600 plus $13,500. Then we got the total of vitamin B budgeted cost of goods is $34,650. Okay, so next is multivitamin budgeted cost of goods. The multivitamin budgeted raw material cost is $47,520 plus the multivitamin budgeted conversion cost, which is $30,600, and then we get the total is $78,120. Next, we have the budgeted cost for bottle. So the budgeted cost for bottle for vitamin A, the formula is budgeted cost of goods divided by total bottle. So it's $40,440 divided by 12,000, and then we get $3.37 per bottle. And for vitamin B, it goes with 34,650 divided by 9,000, and then we get the total for the budgeted cost per bottle is $3.85 per bottle. And then for the multivitamin, we get but for the budgeted cost of good is $78,120 divided by 18,000, and then we get $4.34 per bottle. Okay, I think that is the end of our example of application of hybrid costing into the production. That is the end of our presentation. I think I should give it back to Nada.
Thank you very much, Goodman, for giving us such informative presentation. Dear all participants, now come to the Q&A session. The participant, especially Group 10, can ask the question to presented group. Also, please write the question in the chat room. Thank you.
Okay, so there are 4 questions in the chat box, so maybe give us some times to answer to search the answer for your questions. Give me about 4 or 5 minutes. Thank you. Okay, so for the questions of Mutiara will be answered by Gina. So Gina, time is yours.
Okay, I would like to answer the Mutiara's question. So she asking about, based on our explanation, why certain manufacturer may have a need for an operation costing system. So for a certain manufacturer, they would have the operation costing system because they produce multiple versions of a single product. Like we have the example like the sweeters one or the vitamin like we have explained before on our slide. The So for the example of the sweaters, the garments likely to incur roughly the same labor and overhead costs, with a major difference among models being in the areas of fabric, color, and patterns. For example, materials. Thus, the material costs will often differ, and the manufacturer will take these differences into account, not spread costs equally over all units produced as would be done in process cost type of procedure. So that's all my answer for Mutiara's question. I give it back to Ryan and to moderator.
Okay, thank you, Gina and Mutiara's questions. So for the next questions, by Fifin's question will be answered by Cindy.
Okay, so Vivin asked about are there low-tech ways to save on operating costing? So the answer is since the utility bills account for a significant chunk of our variable building operation costs, it makes sense to cut costs there. And there are ways to do that in addition to high-tech solutions like HVAC upgrades and building management systems. Applying film to windows to limit UV penetration or make rooms cooler before your HVAC systems ever start working is one of the idea. Upgrading insulations is another one. At the end of the day, simply shutting off motors, controlling lumens or lights, plugging loads from device that pull power, and tightening the building make a world of difference. So Vivin, are you satisfied with the answer?
Thank you, Cindy.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Cindy, for the answer, and thank you, Fifin, for the questions. So for the next questions is I will answer Putri's question. So Putri asked between job order costing to process costing, which costing is easier in terms of collection of cost, and can you explain about it? So maybe I will try to answer about the question. So, in our opinion, so the collecting costs in the process costing is easier than the job order costing. It is because in process costing, the costs are traced to each process department that involved that we explained before, and for each of whom has a work in process account. While in the job order costing, the cost must be traced to each cost card where there is only one work in process account. So in our opinion, the process in collecting costs, the process costing is easier uh, than the job order costing. Is that okay with the answer, Putri? And once again, Putri, is there any question or are you satisfied with the answer?
Uh, yes, Rayhan, I got the point. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Putri. For the next questions, there are some of the questions that are still to be answered. So there are additional 3 questions and give us sometimes again about 3 or 4 minutes to answer the questions. Thank you.
Okay, so I will try to answer Shakila's questions. So Shakila asks, related to the standardization characteristics that belongs to the hybrid costing, what will they choose and based on which criteria that they will choose as their standards? So the key issues in choosing to use a hybrid system is whether certain parts of the production process are more easily accounted for under different systems than the one used by the bulk of manufacturing operations. Many companies do not realize that they are using a hybrid costing system. They have simply adapted their cost accounting system to the operational requirements of their business models. And a consideration when using a hybrid system is the added cost of using essentially two different cost tracking systems rather than a single tracking concept for all operations. Only use a hybrid system if the resulting information is significantly different from what would have been derived from using just a job costing system or just a process costing system. So, Shakila, are you satisfied with my answers?
Yes, Cindy, I'm satisfied with your answer. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, maybe I will answer for Wilda's question. So, Wilda asking about the implementation of the job order costing. So, the question is that we know that in the small business size, such there is limited human resources, and also small business activities can still be controlled by management or owner directly. So, it is more suitable to apply job order costing in small business size, and since the various reasons are often used as excuse such as complicated. So maybe I will explain about the job order costing first. So the job order costing, in the job order costing, cost accounting information system can provide data on the cost of production, and they are classifying cost elements and summarizing as well as financial techniques and procedures. But in our opinion, there are still many small businesses that pay less attention to the application of accounting information system, especially the cost accounting in supporting decision making in management. So various reasons are often used as excuse, such as complicated, that as you said, or difficult. Then also there are limited human resources. Small business activities can still be controlled directly by managers or owner management or owners. So whereas the application of accounting information system, especially in cost accounting, it can provide very important information related to determining the amount of the cost production. So with this information, the management can make better decisions on selling price, improve product competitiveness, and improve the production process efficiency. So I think, in my opinion, it is not suitable for the small business because there are not kind of intention to use the job order costing, and since there has the complicated reasons, I think the small business cannot use the job order costing. So I think that's my answer, Wilda. Can you hear me?
Okay, thank you, Rehan. So it's already clear, and thank you for the answer.
Okay, thank you, Wilda.
Okay, everyone, I would like to answer Richard Julian Antonio's question. He asked about explaining about the benefits of operating costing. So I would like to answer. For the benefit or advantages for the operation costing is first, it's easy to keep track of regular or fluctuating variable expenditures. Second, waste can be avoided with proper management. Third, the entire department can be balanced by comparing them to other departments. So how about my answer, Richard?
Okay, thank you, Gino, for the answer.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so next up, I will try to answer Mutia Putri Hefra's questions. So Mutia asks, what are the basic features that are associated with an operation costing systems? So the operations costing is used by firms that produce different models of similar products. The products go through essentially the same manufacturing process, so conversion cost can be assigned in a manner similar to the use of process costing systems. Materials, on the other hand, are unique to the individual goods being produced, and accordingly, the cost is assigned by batch or in a manner that's similar to that used in a job costing. So, Mutia, are you satisfied with the answers?
Yeah, it's quite clear from me, Cindy. Thank you for answering my question.
Okay, thank you, Mutia.
Okay, so the next questions about Maria's question will be answered by me. So the questions of Maria is that the explanations of what are the objects for operating costing methods. So for the objects of transport cost accounting, there are as under the first is to determine the objectives is first to determine the operating costs and per unit cost of every uh, kind of material for a specific period, and then the calculation of the transport cost of uh, the material to determine which of the material is beneficial, and then the control over expenses it is what is possible with the help of the cost accounts, and then the last objective is to ascertain the utilizations of materials by computing the materials utilization ratio. So I think that's the objects of the operating costing methods. Are you satisfied or understand with the answer, Maria, or can you hear my voice? Okay, thank you, Maria, for the questions. Okay, for the next questions, for Emil's question, will be answered by Gina. The Gina, time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Rehan. I would like to answer Emil question. He asked about, based on our explanation, what should a company consider for the importance of operating costing? So these are the following some characteristic or importance of the operating costing. First, costs are expressed in double units such as passenger kilometer, ton kilometer, kilowatt hour, and so on. This product can be used for a variety of goods, transportation, surface airlines, and passenger bus service, among the other things. And the second one is costs are calculated at the end of specified time within the operating costing system. For operating costing, the perpetual system is neither applicable or feasible. So that's all my answer for the ML question. Do you agree or do you satisfy the answer, ML?
I'm satisfied, Gina. Thank you, Gina.
Okay, thank you, ML.
Okay, are there any questions that have been answered by group 9?
I think all of the questions have been answered, Nada.
Okay, Raihan. Dear all participants, we finally come to the end of this seminar. I would like to say thanks to Group 9 for the informative presentation and all participants for the active participation. I, as the moderator, apologize if there is any mistake. Thanks for your attention and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.